Hello, welcome back, folks. I'm here once more again, and today for all of you, another figure review, as we're only getting around doing the review of my S.H.Figuarts version of Super Saiyan Trunks, the infinite latent superpower version of him, as we see during the events of the Cell Saga, while he's wearing the Saiyan armor and his Super Saiyan transformation, which, not gonna lie, this right here is actually one of my favorite versions of Trunks right here. Was designed, the whole Saiyan armor was the way his hair is designed, and the Super Saiyan transformation really does complement each other pretty well, especially with the way his sculpting is, with his face, with his scowling, really just fits out the full Saiyan warrior as it should be. And I really do like how it's designed. You can see right there in the back of the box how it's pretty good. So all the posing, the sculpting, the face is really great. Truly, Trunks is his father's son. But regardless, out of the way, folks, let's dive right in with the unboxing of the figure. And we are back. And before we do the unboxing, let's do a little bit more on the artwork on the box, which I'm not gonna lie, I really do like the way this version of the box looks pretty good. We have right here Trunks right here doing this signature blast. I forget what it's called. Looking pretty nice. See there in the detail works with multiple faces on how it's designed with the legs and everything else. And then we have the back here, which shows the different poses right here. We also have like the extra accessory right here, which we'll see later down the line. Because a lot of times this does happen with a lot of figures, they're not able to do like the whole like folding hands as you can see right here. So they specifically made attachment piece where basically take off the regular arms and basically put on just basically folding hands there, so it could basically be in that pose, which not gonna lie, it's pretty great. I actually do like how it's designed, like right here. Then right here was the rest of the here right here where he's being posed. Overall pretty great. We also have the facial features of each of the face plates, which not gonna lie, S.H.Figuarts really does pretty well when it comes to face plates. They're right there right next to Figma when it comes to like the designs of the characters, looking pretty great. Overall pretty looking nice. But now, with that out of the way, let's go with the unboxing, which, when it comes to like S.H.Figuarts, their box art usually is on the side most of the time, so we just have their little X-Acto knife and just slice the left side, and that's basically pretty much it. Not really that much to be needed. You just slide out the box right here, slide it out, and a little bit of instructions right here when it comes to removing the face for those who is basically, if this is your first time doing like one of these figures, a little bit of instructions basically helping you out. The faceplate just basically pops off. You take off the hair and then you swap out whatever faceplate you want. Interchangeable faces, which is always great when it comes to these kind of figures. A little bit much more pricey, but it's really worth it when it comes to this. For those who want to know the price for this, you actually these are regular releases are like around $35. A lot of times you can get these basically almost anywhere. I know nowadays it's a little bit much more easier. Well, you got to find them first, but right now I know Walmart and Target. Right now you can probably find these. I've been finding a lot of Super Saiyan Trunks lately on shelves on Target and Walmart. While I'm also hunting for other S.H.Figuarts figures. So I'm actually pretty happy I was able to get Trunks, but lately I've been finding a lot of them. But yeah, so far here's Trunks, and with a little bit of plastic. Actually protected by double plastic, so we have like the bottom plastic which protects most of the body, and then we have like the little surface protecting the front side, which once I remove this one right here, all the pieces are going to be able to fall out. Well, we can see right here all the accessories he has. He basically has 6 hands. We have the 4 open palm hands. We got 2, basically 1 hands for blasting, and then we have 2 hands basically for gripping. If you remember when when Trunks and Cell were basically fighting, where basically they were each of them were holding their hands and basically just trying to force grip to try to push each other off with power-wise. Then we have Trunks' new attachment right here, which we'll put the arms, which we'll see later down the line. We're basically attached onto the arms. They do a folding stand, and then we have the 3 little face plates, the 2 side ones which are currently off, and the base one that's already on the face right here, which not bad, looking pretty great. So let's just knock these off first. I really need to get myself some little baggies for these, and then let's take off Trunks first. Whew. And kind of like with Figma, and as I already said before, a lot of the S.H.Figuarts comes with a little plastic thing here, which is kind of easy removable. Sometimes basically just pop off to the side, and that's really the only thing left. Because unlike if we were dealing with Figma actually has it for most of the body parts. S.H.Figuarts is just mainly towards the torso most of the time. But now we see Trunks right here, and I gotta lie, out of the box looking pretty great. The sculpting looks good, the paint job looks pretty great, the sculpting for the face looks pretty nice. I do like the sheen of the yellow for the Super Saiyan color. Like I like with a lot of the Dragon Ball figures, and especially in the Super Saiyan forms, a lot of times the golden hair color for the Super Saiyan transformation is kind of like hit or miss. I think it's really good when you kind of try to do it kind of like a metallic golden color scheme, kind of like this. I think it works really well, a little bit much more better with the yellow, or a little bit much more like a toned down one, like we see with my previous S.H.Figuarts was the Super Saiyan full power Goku that we saw. It's either or, kind of like those two. Actually, let me show you that one I'm talking about. Oh, so see right here, this is what I mean. Like, I think the hair works really well. Like, it really just depends. Like, either we have like the golden sheen, like the golden metallic sheen right here we have with Trunks, or we have like the more burnout, golden tone down hair right here, which I think works really well for the Super Saiyan transformation for both of these. Because the thing I kind of do not like, and it's kind of like a little bit something that's seen happen. I'm actually going to show this. This is main Twitch Dragon Stars, but it's also the difference between the price range between these figures, and this is what I mean by the color wise. Like right here, right now on the screen, it doesn't look too bad, but out of the picture right now, because also the camera's kind of shining light, you're kind of seeing this a little bit much more brighter, which actually just kind of looks a little bit much more better. But right now, in my hand right here, the color for the gold is actually a little bit much more faded. Whereas right now on the camera, you're probably not seeing it not too faded. Like right now, old Super Saiyan 2 Gohan looks pretty nice. Was the picture? Because right now the camera's showing it like much more golden. For me in my real life, I'm just seeing this more faded. So that's like the whole difference. The camera does kind of dust it towards it. Trunks right here, the hair color is actually kind of the same as is. So I kind of feel like a little bit much more gold would work for him a little bit much more better. But actually still looks pretty good regardless. Overall pretty nice. That's Trunks and everything else. And then we also got the different accessories that we have for Trunks as well, as we already see. I'm going to pop these guys off out of the little plastic right here. And going with all the accessories, we have the two faces, the hands to be put on there, which we'll do the whole articulation for all that in a bit. Multiple hands. And yeah, not bad at all with the accessories. It would have been great to add like some effect parts like for attacks and whatnot, but you know what? For the price that it is, especially for a retail release, I think it's not bad at all. I mean, $35, but I still think it's pretty good articulation. Like right here, our accessories, we have the foldable arms, which we can remove the arms right here, which we'll do in a bit when I go a little bit more showing about this. So the arms here are removable, so you can put this on, so you can have them in this folding pose, as we see them right here. Along with that, we also have the different face faces we already see right here. You have this one right here, which is looking pretty nice. I really do like the scowling face right there. It truly is Vegeta's son right there. Then right here, we have him screen right here. Which, again, right, like I said before, the sculpting for this is pretty great. Pretty nice sculpting, or I do say so myself. And that's the two extra face. And then we have the sculpting for the face right here for the first one right now, which is pretty great. It's basically his regular base form face versus regular skull, which not bad. Looks pretty good. I really am liking the design for this. Overall, pretty great. The sculpting, I prefer this for everything, like the muscle tones and everything else. The way the armor looks, all pretty great. The faceplate sculpting is probably really phenomenal. It's Figma levels of sculpting. Basically really great, good sculpting. Then we have the hand accessory. We have the open palm hands, which are basically here when you do blast attacks. And then basically you have gripping hands here, basically when him and Cell were basically fighting. And they're basically gripping, basically holding out and trying to figure out who will outlast, but Cell was stronger. Overall, not bad accessories. Not that much, but you know what? It's fine. I mean, for $35, it's not that bad, but overall, I kind of wish they kind of sometimes added some like blast attacks to be a little bit more into articulation, but you know what? I think it's pretty great as is. I do kind of want to see how this actually looks off. So we're actually going to do this, so we're going to pop off. How's this go? Not gonna lie, I did not also add articulation for the arms, so I'm assuming the arms pop off like this. Hopefully I don't break this. I want to take this off. It's supposed to pop off, so... Okay, so there we go. So it just pops off like that for those. Man, that actually kind of hurt. So just be careful when you're doing this because his hair is actually kind of spiky and that actually kind of hurt me. So let's pop off the other one. Okay, there we go. Now we have the arms like this. I'm going to do the pose right there and then basically just attach the arms how they should be. And they attach to one like that. Just got to be careful with the arms. Got to make sure you don't hurt yourself. I already hurt myself already. Just try to attach Trunks' arms right there. Try to attach the other one right there. Trying to attach right there. I'm trying to attach the other arm right now. Being a little bit more. There we go. Come on, just attach onto it. There we go. That's how we want. And boom. There we go. Trunks doing the folded arm pose, which actually looks pretty nice. It's kind of modified this to do it a little bit better. But not gonna lie, it actually is pretty good. That right there is actually pretty nice with the folding arms. Actually, once I'm done with the review, I actually might keep Trunks as is like this. That looks actually pretty goddamn nice. That was basically how it is on the picture right there. Which I think is actually pretty perfect right there. Overall, with the accessories, that's just not that bad at all. Now, with that out of the way, folks, let's go with the articulation of the figure. And we're back. And before I should do the articulation, I should do actually another thing too. Let's go with the interchange of the face, which before, for those who want to know, basically just detach the hair right here, which usually the attachment points are usually around right here. Got to be careful not to break off. Usually the attachment points are usually on an angle, sometimes depending on the figure. So you detach them off like that. So just be careful when you're doing this. Then you just detach the face like this. Because they're all on pegs. So basically the head is like left like this for those who want to know. And then depending on how you want to have them like this, you either can have them like scowling like this. Which is actually pretty angry, which I'm not gonna lie, I actually kind of do like it with this current face right here, with the way he's angry. Looks like he's basically watching the battle between Cell and Goku, and like watching in frustration, like Goku not being able to beat Cell during that moment of the fight. And then we can have him during, so I'll probably swap out the arms once I do this. In screaming mode, though not gonna like this kind. Though not gonna like like this. This right here kind of requires his arms to be basically open now and just basically going charging up for him. But I actually really am liking the face paint for this. Like all the face paint for this are pretty great right here. Trunks overall looking pretty great. Now that we're done with the face paint interchanges, now let's go with the articulation. And we're back, and starting off the articulation. Before we go to like full articulation, I kind of want to do the articulation while the arms are still folded. So technically speaking, they do still have articulation. They can still go up and down a bit, just depending on your arms, how the arms move. You gotta make sure they're still pegged in there, so you can still move them. Like they can go a little bit more down, or they can go a little bit more up, so you can have like that kind of pose right there. And like I said before, these kind of pop off, so we just pop them back off. So you can reattach the regular arms right here. You see right here. Which I should not gonna like, kind of like do like this, kind of like a lot of more other figures kind of did this a little bit much more better. Because it would be so much more easy to do a lot more pop off. Because it really just depends on your figures if they do have this kind of like gimmick. I do know some of my Fate ones do have them as well. I know my Nero figure that I did a review like a little bit while back does have that kind of articulation, since she can swap out different pieces of the arm pieces that she does have. So now that we have Trunks back with his regular arms basically being out, we can go with the articulation. Go with the head. As it is on a peg point, so technically 360, no problem at all. Bob and weave, no problem at all. We already saw the face being able to remove and all that, no problem at all. Basically left and right, pretty good. The arm articulations is pretty great, not gonna lie. The arms, they would go all the way up, down, spin around. That's what we want. It is on double ball joint, so it can do this. Just gotta be a little bit much more up on that. So up there, not bad at all. And it's also on a ball joint too, so spin around and basically go up and down. A little bit up and down for the ball joint right there. You can see right there. Up, down, movement, spin around, which is what we want for our figure. Overall pretty great. And this does have ab joint right here, as you can see right there. Ab joint right there. Move around. This is what we want. Basically, it would move its ab around. It does have a waist, so that actually can spin around, no problem at all. His legs can. Actually, let's see if we can try to get Trunks to do a split. Gotta make sure the articulation isn't too much where we strain it, because I don't want to break this immediately. But it's actually able to pose out pretty great. A little bit out, just gotta force it a little bit. Just not too much where it breaks it, which is not bad at all. Legs able to go up all the way in the back. Not pretty good. It's able to go up and down. Pretty nice, if I do say so myself. His knee's able to bend all the way there. It's kind of like double bend right there, so Try to get it there. Not bad at all for like kind of high knee kicks. Right there is what you want for your character. The feet, spin around, up and down. No problem at all. As this is on a bow joint right here, so not bad at all. And the feet and knees also have a little bit movement joint right here as well. You can see right there. Overall, probably not pretty good on the articulation. It's pretty decent. Overall, pretty great, actually. It's what you want for these S.H.Figuarts. They gotta at least have pretty good articulation without being a little bit too much flimsy. Overall, articulation is pretty great. Now let's go with size comparison with other characters I have lying around. Oh no. Stand tall, Trunks. Stand tall. There we go. And we're back and doing these, and let's go with the size comparisons. Starting off with actually the other S.H.Figuarts I actually do have with the Super Saiyan Full Power Trunks, as both of them were there during the events of the Cell Saga, so it's fitting that we start this off with two Cell Saga characters. As we see right here, we have both Trunks and Goku. Both of them are from the S.H.Figuarts, as the Goku we see right here is the Super Saiyan Full Powered version of Goku, as the one on the left is our Trunks that we're doing the review right now, as this Trunks are in the Infinite Latent Potential, or Super Power. So these are Trunks either in grade 1 to grade 2 to grade 3. Overall, Goku's actually a little bit taller just because his hair is a little bit much more standing up. As usually, the S.H.Figuarts around the 6-inch marks. But I don't have my measuring tape again. I always keep losing that no matter what I do. Going from Goku himself, we go with his dad. And the other figure review that we did a while ago, this right here actually is the Dragon Stars version of Vegeta. I was going to do Majin Vegeta, but we'll do review Majin Vegeta one of these other days. But you know, let's go with Saiyan Armor with Saiyan Armor. Let's just make sure we have Vegeta posing pretty good. As we have Vegeta right here from the Dragon Star series version of Vegeta right here, with his hair actually being a little bit more transparent during the last time we saw his review of this. Overall, Vegeta's hair, like, this is also the thing too. The other Dragon Ball characters have more spikier hair, whereas Trunks right here, his hair is a little more flowing. Unless we go with the Dragon Ball Super version of Trunks, where his hair is not going all the way up. Now going from Vegeta, we have also another Cell Saga character, as we have the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan right here. This right here is actually a little bit more shorter character, but this is also because technically this Teen Gohan, however you like to classify him nowadays in the Dragon Ball community. Come on, just try to stay a little bit tall right here. Overall, Kid Gohan's just barely going to be on there, on almost same size as my S.H.Figuarts Trunks. That's only also because what's it called, the hairstyle, only the spike here tends to like make him a little bit much more taller for a lot of these characters. And Gohan just refuses to stay up. Come on, just stay right there. Don't fall. There we go. Finally got him right there. Overall, not bad at all with size comparisons. Legit, I think it's just Vegeta's line just being short. Actually, talking about the other Dragon Ball Super version of Trunks, we actually do have him right here, and this is actually what I was talking about when it comes to the hairstyle between both of them. As the Super version of Trunks, hairstyle like way more all the way up. I don't know, I never liked this version of design, which is kind of weird because there's also two versions of this one. Because I do have this one right here, but this one right here is the Dragon Ball Evolve version of Trunks, also Super version as well. And his hairstyle is a little bit much more, actually kind of like the one from the Evolve version, a little bit much more better. It's kind of like in between both of these versions of the Super Saiyan. But I still like the Cell Saga version of it with hairstyle a little bit much more. We're going to be honest. Going from the Trunks. Oh. Trunks eventually fell. Let's go to the main star. Actually, wouldn't be Trunks' whole video without some androids. So let's go with my Android 18 during Cell Saga as well. They're about almost around the same size. The only difference is this is also another Dragon Star series. So usually the size comparison for the characters is actually going to be a little bit more different. Going from one Android 18, to the perfect Android with perfect Cell, being basically ginormous right here. As I already mentioned before, the Dragon Star series of Cell is actually pretty big, as he's around 7 inches. He's even bigger than how he is up to my regular figures, and that's on the stand right here that I have for him right here, so I have to actually adjust the camera a little bit. with cell being around 7.5 inches. I think the last time when I did the whole size comparison for him last time around. Let's go with some other characters too, if I can get around to it. We got some of my Figmas right here with Musashi Miyamoto, basically about being around the same size. Come on, Musashi, just sit still. Oh no. Come on, just stand up. There we go. With Musashi just being around the same size as Trunks as well. Going from Musashi Miyamoto to Ren Tosaka from Unlimited Blades Works. Which I think we did the whole, we actually did do a little bit check up of this Ren as well when we were doing the review of my Rebel Tech version of Ren. Oop, god damn it. And now being able to stand. Legit, a lot of the Figmas really need their stands to be able to stand a lot of times, or just to perfectly good, stable standing position, which I need to buy a new whole stand for this. And then we have Saber as well from Fate Stay Night. Just being a little bit much more shorter than Trunks. And then last but not least, one of my Gundams. Well, let's go for talking about Gundams. The mascot first of all, my Gundam Straya. Saying hello once more again. And my Gundam Straya still being shorter to almost everything I put up. But with that way, folks, that is it right there for the size comparison. Now let's go with final thoughts. And with that, folks, that is it for the review for my Super Saiyan Trunks. These infinite latent superpower version of them during the event of the Cell Saga. Overall, the figures are pretty great. Accessories may not be a lot. I mean, it's just basically got the basic accessories, basically the 3 face plates, these 6 different hand pieces. It does have the little bit more extra accessories, the folding hands, which I actually do like, basically being able to pose them right there, which we already seen before. Overall, the sculpting is pretty great. Color-wise, everything looks pretty good. Overall, articulation is actually pretty fine. Basically, pretty good articulation all around, which I actually really do like. It's what we want to see these figures. And for the price range for this is actually not bad at all. $35, not bad at all. Kind of wish it did come with some more stuff, kind of like some effect parts, which we do see right here. Though the effect part you see for this right here, it actually did come from my Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, full power version of that figure box. I forget what it's called. That's where actually this power effect comes from. For those who want to know, if you want to try to get those, you should just get from the Superstar series, get those. But overall, pretty good figure. I do recommend it if you do see it. Actually, I've been seeing a lot of these, at least mainly for Trunks lately, at least in my area. I've been seeing these around the Targets and Walmarts in my area. I've seen these, so actually able to find these at your local Walmart, Target. I recommend picking it up, or you see it online as well. For $35, it's not bad a price, especially if you're getting into the S.H.Figuarts, because I do know a lot of S.H.Figuarts actually a little bit more higher price, and this right here is actually a good starting point if you want to get into it, for at least for a good reasonable price. But without the way, folks, that is it for this review for the Super Saiyan Trunks Infinite Latent Superpower version of them. Overall, pretty great figure. And without the way, but besides that, folks, without the way, if you did like the video, consider dropping like, share, and subscribe, as I always do appreciate, folks. And as always, have a nice day. This is I, Pardon, signing out, and I'll see you guys on the next one.